Okay, this past month here in the Northeast was not good, and I wasn't able to get out to observe, or had a good night to observe galaxies. There was one very brief night. I was able to take a small telescope out and observe some things, but not what I need for galaxy log. So what I'm going to do is a little special video here on some favorite winter galaxies. And picture you see here is funny. This is from February of 2015, and it was at a local dark site, maybe about a 30-minute drive from where I'm at now, 35-minute drive. And this was the coldest night that I ever observed in. The temp got down to like -10. And so I had, this is my, at the time, I had a 4-inch f10 Celestron refractor. It was a nice telescope on a Celestron go-to mount. I really liked that telescope, and but I ended up selling it. And but it was one of the kind of nights that you were just like, oh, what am I doing out here? But I got to observe, and just a reminder that if you do go out, if you do live in the northern part of the country or wherever, to make sure you dress warm. And one of the most important things is your feet. Make sure that you have really good boots, well insulated boots. That makes the biggest difference in the world, because you can get anything for your legs, heavy sweatpants and so on, insulated. Same thing with your jacket. You can get good things for your hands, good gloves. Also, make sure your head's well covered like that. But the thing about the first thing though is that to make sure that you have good insulated boots, because once your feet get cold, it's over. It's just over. But yeah, this image was from 2015, and it was the coldest night, -10. That's around there, -10. So anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through some favorite winter galaxies. There were a few of my favorite winter galaxies, and talk about a little bit about the observations from the past, and maybe going back and looking at these galaxies again, maybe under better conditions than it was previously, or darker sites and so on. So the first thing is it was a group of galaxies that I looked at some years back, called the NGC 1723 group in Eridanus. And here's a closer up view in Stellarium Web of the area. This is 63 Eridani up here, and here's the group, here's 1723 right here. Then I have a close-up view here of the group, and here's 1723, and here's the other 3 galaxies right here. It's really a neat group. It really is a neat group of galaxies. And I observed it here back in January of 2014. And this is an image taken by a club member, Frank Alessimo. And I actually viewed it 2 different times. And the first time I viewed this group was with the 12.5-inch f4.8 Dob at 277 power. And it was a good view. It was a nice view. 1723 stood out fairly well. It was bright core, round disc. 1721 was kind of oval shaped with a bright core. The faintest here is 1725, which was round with a stellar core. And here's 1728, which was very elongated with a bright core. And then I think it was a year later, I observed it with the 22, the much larger 22-inch at various magnifications. And 1723 really stood out well and had some detail. It showed a bright core, its bar structure, and a nice little ring around it. So it did show some real nice structure. And the three galaxies here was really neat in all one field of view. They really stood out. They really kind of almost reminiscent of the image a little bit, of the way they were shaped and so on, and how bright their cores were. And down here, which I didn't see with the 12-inch, the 12 and a half, is a PGC galaxy. It's PGC 16507, 15th magnitude. And it's like an edge-on galaxy. And it showed as a bright core and very extended in the 22. So it's a really neat image. I've been going back to this area for a long time. And so I plan on going back with the 22 again, and quite possibly from a much darker site than when I viewed this back in 2014 or so. Next is a favorite galaxy of mine, a very unusual galaxy. It's NGC 2146 in Camelopardalis. And here's a closer up map view from Stellarium Web of where it's at. It's fairly easy to find. And I have a couple observations with this one. This was from just under 2 years ago, and it had a supernova. It was supernova 2018 ZD. And I observed, here's a near view image, I observed it with the 8.2-inch f3.9 with a 7mm, 127 magnification. It was a really good night. I remember it being a very good night. And the supernova is right here. And it's that dot right there. That's the supernova right there. The galaxy showed a little bit of structure. It's funny. It's fairly bright magnitude, but its surface brightness is a little low. But if you have a really good night and a moderate, mid-sized telescope or larger, you can start seeing some structure. But my main focus this night was to see the bright supernova. Then you have an image here, also taken from Frank Colosimo, and I observed on a night back in January of 2013. And I actually had the 4-inch f10 refractor and the 22-inch Dob at the same time. And the 4-inch refractor showed the galaxy, not bad. It was kind of like a nice shape to it with a brighter core. The 22, of course, started really bringing out a lot of detail. Much of the detail that you see in this wonderful image. This galaxy really does respond well to large telescopes, and you really start seeing a lot of the detail, like I said, that you see in this image here, and that's what makes it one of my favorite galaxies. But also up here, and I have a zoomed out view of here's NGC 2146A right here, and I was able to see that also with the 22, not with the 4-inch refractor, but with the 22-inch Dob, and it shows a bright core and oval shape to it. And then another galaxy, it's in Hydra, is NGC 2555, which is a neat galaxy. Here's the closer up view of it from Stellarium Web. And this was from February 2016. Now I viewed it again and kind of enhanced this my near view image a little bit since with the 22-inch Dob. No, this was with a 6mm at 417 power, and the galaxy really showed well. It's a barred spiral, a bright little core, the bar, and a little bit of structure, a little bit of arm structure around it. So, like I said, it can be can be a tough galaxy for smaller telescopes, but larger telescopes really bring out some really subtle detail, which I saw here. And like I said, since 2016, I saw it again on a better night, and it really stood out even more detail. And so I enhanced the view a little bit here compared to the original Galaxy log video from 2016. And then I have a planned observation target that I want to do. Hopefully, this next dark window coming up in January, that we get a nice clear night. And we're going to go to Orion, and it's a interacting pair of index catalog galaxies, IC 412 and IC 413. It's an easy star hop, and here's 23 Eridanus. And here they are from a Stellarium Web, a closer up view of them. And like I said, it's an easy star hop for it if you're using, just to go push a gob or whatever. But I haven't seen these galaxies before. Here's the close-up view from one of the sky surveys of the pair, and you can actually see that from the photograph that there's some interesting things going on here. So it is a definite interacting pair. Here's 412 right here, and here's 413. So my plan is to they're around 13.5 magnitude. So my plan is to look at this with the 22 and see what I can bring out with this. Just to cross my fingers and hopefully that the sky conditions will at least have one good night to go out and to observe. In fact, it's funny, in that region of Orion, kind of between the belt and the shield, there's some interesting galaxies to look for, especially in larger telescopes. And these are this is my main goal for Galaxy Log, hopefully for January, and get a good near view image of it and see what we can see from the big guy, from the 22. So that's it for this Galaxy Log and this special Galaxy Log. And it's a shame that none of the nights this past December were really not good or clear at all. It was just a really we had in the night after the big storm, we might have been a clear night, but snow and it was really socked in here, and I couldn't get out to any of the dark sites or up to any of the dark sites. They certainly don't plow, so there was just no way. And then even after the snow melted from another storm, a rainstorm, it wasn't really clear. I had a very brief night with a small telescope, just to look at some bright things for like 20 minutes, but nothing I could do for Galaxy Log. So cross our fingers. Hopefully in January, we'll get a really good night. And like I said, I want to look for this interacting pair of galaxies in Orion. So clear dark skies and happy galaxy observing.